What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good time. I am in the process right now of making sure that I also get TikTok up. I was trying to get Facebook up at the same time, but however the case is, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out as best as I can, y'all. Um, and for those that don't know, my name is Jamel Hillary Harris, and you are on my channel, J Marie Live. Hopefully, as you all have subscribed to the channel, you all are finding material that is very helpful for your life. Um, that's the whole point of me having these listen and learn webinars. As I pull up TikTok and trying to pull up Facebook too, at the same time. I just really want to just home in the importance of parenting. Um, many times, um, many times you have people wanting to be friends with the children and uh, not necessarily knowing when to become a parent. And so I am here to tell you there is no true handbook on being a parent. And we just have to sometimes take it one day at a time, and we have to make things work to the best of our ability. Remembering always to have respect for each other, but also understand that healthy boundaries need to be in place. Right now, again, y'all, I'm trying to pull up TikTok. For those of you that will be watching this later, trying to get this pulled up. Sometimes there's a delay in streaming depending on where you are. Um, I am not streaming from my home. So, because I'm not streaming from my home, it's a little bit different. I am streaming from my sister's house. So, I'm not sure that the bandwidth is going to allow multiple streams at a certain time, but I am trying my best. I'm going to, hopefully bring TikTok into. It looks like it might come up. I'm hoping so. But it's saying that uh, something went wrong, connection. We're going to see what happens, y'all. But it says with TikTok that it's going live. So I'm going to see what's going on there. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and being patient today. But as I'm bringing this information up, hopefully TikTok will be able to go. It's showing that it's live at this point. I'm going to try to see if I can get Facebook too. But what we want to discuss tonight is about adult parenting and the highs and lows of adult parenting. Many times in our lives, you think you have all the answers and you don't. And you have a new journey depending on each child every single day. And so, as a parent, you're finding that you have to adjust at every stage of your child's life. Whether you have an infant, a toddler, it doesn't matter which level of life your kids are on, you are having to adjust. Well, for those of you that were like me and you had kids in your 20s, now you're really having to adjust. And the reason why you're having to adjust is, you don't have little babies anymore, you have adults. And unfortunately, in this day and age, some of the adults, the young adults, think they know everything. And so you got to let go and honestly let God. Um, Parents, I get it. It's hard. But just like your parents had to let go of you so that you can have the space for you to be able to grow as an individual. But one of the things that I want to make sure that you as an adult parent understand is that you have to protect your peace. I get it. You want to be a part of your kids' lives, but at the same time, Someone's adult life is honestly by invitation only. That is something I want people to understand. And this also goes for adult children. Your parents' life is also by invitation only. So if you all don't have some sort of healthy boundaries that you all set, so that there's mutual respect, um, you are in danger of damaging your relationship with each other. I know many of you may be like, well, those are my parents. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I say. They're going to get old. They're going to, well, the way that life goes, um, something might happen to you before it happens to your parents, and then your parents have to take care of you. So I am really, really urging everyone to please take care of those relationships. um, Parents, that mean you have to put forth the effort, just like the children have to put forth the effort. We have to realize that we're no longer dealing with young babies, you are dealing with young adults. And so with that being said, there may be highs and lows, um, to their decision making, just like it is with us. And whether we like it or not, we got to step back and just let some things happen. The other thing is too, as parents, you know, I get it. Some of you like, oh, my child is my bestie, this, and the other. But here's a question that I have for all of you, concerning your adult children. If you were to pass away today, could your child survive without you? Take a real deep thought. Think about that. If you were to pass away at this very moment, would your adult child be able to survive without you? And if the answer is no, then you have a problem, because it does not matter how much money you leave behind. If you have not helped your child to become an independent, fully functional adult, you have failed as a parent. I don't know if anybody told you that, but you have. This is why so many women and so many men are having to deal with these broken individuals that don't realize that in a relationship is you have to be selfless, and it's about reciprocity, because you have allowed your young adult to continue with the child mindset. And some of you might be like, girl, you talking too much. Don't be saying stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you the truth. Let me tell you, I have 3 kids, and they are all young adults, right? And they will tell you, we do not always agree. We don't. But one thing they're going to understand is that I'm always mama, and they always respect me as mama. Like, I'll put it to you like this. Some of you guys can curse in front of your parents. My children know good and well you don't come with that around me. That's just the way that I am, and there are certain things that out of respect of them, I don't say or discuss. It's just that simple. You know, with adult parenting, you have to remember that your kids still need you. A lot of times, you've got parents that's like, oh, they 18, my job is done, but this is, no, it's not. It's not. I promise you, it's not. Because your children may not need you in the sense of you telling them what to do, but they still need you to encourage them. They still need you to say, hey, mom, hey, dad, you know, it'd be nice to hear you say, I'm proud of you. Tell your kids that. I don't care how many accolades they have, master's degrees, whatever it is. I don't care if they become a manager at McDonald's. If your children are doing something positive as adults, praise them, y'all, because they're not getting all that recognition or encouragement, or type of praise from their job, maybe not even from their friends, not even from their circles. Your kids may be secretly or silently struggling by themselves. And so I just, for all of everybody that is a parent of adult parents, of adult children, I just want you all to take a take a deep look inside yourself and imagine you at the age that your children are at, your adult children may be at this time. And you ask yourself, what do you need? What did I need at that particular time in my life for me to be successful? What was it that I wanted to hear, that could have encouraged me to be the best version of myself? And like I said, I am at my sister's house, so my connection is going in and out, y'all. But, again, those are the things that you ask yourself from day in and day out, so that your children, who are your legacy, can continue to flourish and grow each and every day of their life. And if you are an adult child, your parents may be 60, 70 years old, 80, 90. Doesn't it feel good when your parents tell you, hey, Lucy, I'm proud of you. Hey, Caligar, I'm proud of you. Hey, Jerome, you're doing a good job. Hey, Jeffrey, you are awesome. You don't think that it feels good for you to receive that praise from your parents? Think about how it makes you feel. So remember that when you are dealing with your own children, because it's necessary, y'all. It's absolutely necessary, that we continue to uplift our kids each and every day. There is a spiritual battle that is going on, whether you all want to believe it or not. There are so many things that distract your children from just being them. There are so many things that's on the internet, that, and from the books, magazines, all kinds of marketing that tells your child that they are not enough, or they should be doing something more, or they should have some type of lifestyle. After a while, this type of marketing can, in its own way, take a toll, a mental toll on an individual. And I need y'all to think about that. If you are always looking at what they say, the everyday beauty standards, right? Of, you've got to be thin, you got to be this, you got to be that. And you look at a magazine and nobody looks like you. How does that make you feel? You have some people that have a certain phenotype that look a certain way, and everybody's praising that person. But then you have someone else that may not fit exactly into that category, and there's no one encouraging that individual. And that individual may be your child. So if they're not hearing it from the outside, and then being the being the parent to an adult child, and you're not giving that child any type of positive influence, then you need to ask yourself why, you know, ask yourself, what can I do better as a parent to support my child at it, where they are? Y'all, I promise you, a little encouragement goes a long way. I'm sure you go to work and tell other people, "Oh, you're doing a great job. You're great at what you do." But how many times do you tell your children that? How many of you are adult children that would just love to hear your parents say, "I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, daughter." You know, that this type of deal is something that we want to try to work on a daily basis. Is what can we do to have a positive impact in the lives of our adult children? They are here. They are the future. I get people telling me all the time, you talk about you having adult children. How old are you? I'm like, I am going to be 45. I am. I will be 45 in January. My oldest son is going to be 27 next year. My baby boy is going to be 25 next year, and my baby girl, she will be 23 next year. And my kids will, if y'all ever were to hear anything from them, they'll tell you my mama was strict. I just found out, about a year or so ago, they had a nickname for me. They called me Helicopter Mom. And I was like, why Helicopter Mom? And they said, Mama, no matter where we went, you was there. And that's kind of funny to me because I was never I'll say probably for my oldest sons, like for the first few months of my kid's life, I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I went back to work. When FMLA runs out, I had to go back to work, right? But regardless of it, for the majority of their life, I chose to be a single parent. People are like, oh, single moms, this and that. No, I refuse to stay in toxic relationships. I do not believe in staying with anyone just because I have kids with them. Sorry, that's just not me. I don't care what the stereotypes are. None of that. And they're like, well, you can't make it doing that. Yeah, I did. Sometimes I worked 2, 3 jobs and went to school. And then there's like, well, you can't be there for your kids if you can't. Yes, you can. You could request days off. I had to work PRN on some jobs, and other times I worked around my kids' schedule. I did what I had to do to take care of my children. I really did. And unfortunately, I had to work through my own trauma at the same time, which was very hard. And, I didn't always get it right. My kids told me I smothered them in love. Guilty. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I really did love them, and I get on their tails too. And I was not a parent that was, oh, go in the corner. I tried that gentle parenting for about 2 weeks. No, not gonna work. They got their little butts toe up when it was necessary, and then they had to run, do jumper jacks, and all of that other stuff. But see, that was when they were younger. I had to parent at that level. Now that they are adults, we have very, very direct conversations, sometimes not necessarily comfortable conversations, but I always tell them to count the cost. And sometimes the conversations is not just with me leading, sometimes I'm the person that's listening, you know? But I encourage that type of dialogue. And I also encourage my children to be unapologetically themselves. And I let them know, although I am your mom, your adult life is by invitation only. You can choose to not have me in your life. That is 100% up to you. And unlike other people, I don't believe in making someone feel guilty if right now you don't want me to be there. And so I want you guys to remember that you have to parent adult children differently. They're not little kids. And if you want a relationship with your adult children, you have got to give them the space to be themselves and help them find who they are. Because you got to think about something. They just came out of adolescence. Now they're in their 20s and they're discovering who they are. So we've got to allow them that freedom to then they're going to bump their heads. But you got to also make sure you let them know when life storms start to rage, mama's there or daddy's there or family's there, was you always able to come back home. It takes a community. And I personally am a student of life, and life is a journey. I am always becoming me, just like you are always becoming you. But you've got to look inside yourself. And you also need to be accountable for whatever your adult child may feel that you have done to them. Like, if nothing else, listen to them. And don't listen to speak, listen to understand. There may be something that your child may be carrying in his or her heart, or however, whatever, however you categorize yourself, because I don't want to leave anyone out, that the child's voice may feel silenced or they may feel invisible. And unfortunately, childhood trauma carries over into what? Adulthood, right? Yeah, travels over. And sometimes it leaves scars and bruises. But you as a parent need to muffle up the courage sometimes to say, hey, I'm sorry. I love you. I take accountable. I am accountable for the things that I may have done to you, and I'm sincerely sorry. What can I do to work with you so that we can fix our relationship together. And you, as a child, has also got to take your part in the pain of your parent. Because, see, just because you're a child doesn't mean you can't hurt your parents. Y'all see what I'm saying? It can go both ways, especially when you're in that adolescent stage and you're struggling to find yourself. Sometimes the people you love the most, you hurt the most. And so I just want all of you as parents and those that are listening today to understand that it is okay to sometimes not be okay. It's okay to step away and to come back. But it's not okay to be stuck in your ways to the point that you don't know how to say I'm sorry to your adult children. It's not good to be stuck in your ways as an adult child to not uh to feel like you can't say sorry to your parent. Because guys, talking to a tombstone, that ain't gonna cut it. While you have breath in your body and you all have the ability to work through things, if you can do it, great. If you can't, agree to disagree, forgive each other for whatever. And if you choose not to see each other in life again, that is 100% up to you. Because, like I told you before, your adult life is by what? Invitation only. It's your life. And it's whatever you choose to do with your life. But I say make good choices and good decisions. And I tell people all the time, I always take applications for friends. And I tell my children, I'm like, I miss them a lot, y'all. I do. Because I used to play with them. And, my kids were very active. They traveled, they played basketball, football. They were cellists and actors and actresses. Like, I just, whatever they wanted to do, if I was able to make it happen for them, guess what? I did. I did. It didn't go without sacrifice, and trying to make sure that I make it to every single concert was definitely a challenge. It really was. But I made it happen. Even if I had to tag somebody else in and say, "Hey, can you attend the first 30 minutes?" And then I attend the 30 minutes over here. Then we switch out and I get the last 30 minutes of that child's performance. You get the last 30 minutes of this child's performance. No matter what, mommy was going to be there at all costs. It may have taken a write up at the job. I did not care. You want to know why? Because if I put in my day of work, if I put in my day, requesting that day off, and I tell you it's for my baby, and you decide that you put me on somebody's schedule, I already let you know. It's up to you what you do. But with me, I don't put no job before my family. I'm not doing it. Nope. That's just not me. I don't, no amount of money is worth more than my family. It's just not. And, unfortunately, in many single and two parent homes, you know, a lot of our jobs have taken us away from our children. So where you may not have had time back then, if your children allow you to spend that time with them, whatever time they make for you, make the most of it and create memories. And it may start out with it just being an hour of time. But then, depending on how that child feels in that moment or how you feel in that moment, guess what? Each and every time it's going to get longer and longer and longer. And before you know it, you might be doing family trips again. There may be different things happening that unite you. But don't give up on your adult children. And adult children, don't give up on your parents. If you can give Susie Q X amount of times that cheated on you and broke your heart, more times than another to try to hurt you again and again and again and again, and this person is not your blood. Or you can give Pookie and them all the times in the world to break your heart over and over again. But your parent mess up, and that's it. This is your blood. You understand? Now, other people, I get it. You have reasons. If you've been SA'd by your parent, I tell people forgive them, not because they deserve it, but to set yourself free. But at the same time, with those people, I am in, protect your peace at all costs. I'm just going to say that. But excuse me, I'll have to get me some water. But I just really want everyone to understand, you know, and I'll say this, I hear people have the debates about pro life and pro choice all the time, right? I hear this often. And some people may disagree with the statement I'm getting ready to say, but I stand on it. Me personally, I believe everybody is pro choice. I believe everybody is pro choice. You want to know why? Because you are choosing which child is most important. You have some people that advocate more for the children or the fetuses that's in the womb than they do for the children in the orphanage or the children that are homeless or the children that are being essayed in their home. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Or for the adult children that are experiencing the mental health issues, or the children that have special needs. You have people advocating harder for for unborn fetuses than they do for a child that has Down syndrome or autism. Where are the protests going up for those children? Or for the programs that may, be defunded for whatever reason that could go into vital research to save that child's life or to give that child a better quality of life. So parenting never stops. If you're in the market and say, hey, I want to have a child, that's great. But parenting never stops because your child is going to always need love. My mom has been dead now 20 years, and I still can feel her love. You understand with me? Love is a frequency that surpasses time. Your children are your legacy. Whoever you are your family's legacy. And I want to speak directly to those that are adopted. Those of you that may be adopted or that may be in orphanages that hear this message, I want you to remember something. You are purposed. You are special. We couldn't help who the vessels were that brought you into this world. But understand that you are needed and you are worthy and you are enough. And whatever family you are blessed to have or to be placed in, hopefully they are a good family that's going to love you to the point that your scars in your life become beauty marks. Here's a big old hug. Well, y'all, here you go. I give you a big old hug. Give a big hug for all of those that are that have never had the chance of meeting their biological family. And believe it or not, in some cases, it may have been for your own good. I always tell y'all all the time, you got some people that have this much love, right? And that's all they got. But you need this much love. So to you, because they're giving you this much love and that's their max, it's not enough. So to help you overcome that, what I want to say to you is this. Y'all ready? Stop expecting you out of other people. Say it with me. Stop expecting you out of other people. When you expect how you would do things out of other people, you will always be disappointed. You will always be disappointed because each and every person is unique. Each and every person has their own way of doing things. And so, with that being said, we have to make sure that we stay respectful of someone's thoughts, words, and actions. Everybody's not going to be like you, and that's okay. Adult parents, I need y'all to learn to let go. You can't tell me you got faith in God and you can't and you don't have the faith to allow God to really take care of your kids. Your adult children need your support, but they don't always need you yelling at them. Sometimes they may just need you to listen. And adult children, you don't have the right, just because you think you're grown, to disrespect your parents, because they don't necessarily have to let you into their life. Remember, for everybody coming full circle, your adult life is by invitation only. Protect your peace at all costs, even if that means removing some relationships from your life. So I am going to stop with this particular live here. May come back on. Like I said, y'all, tonight I'm at my sister's house, so the connection is not that great. I am streaming live from my channel, J Marie Live, and I am streaming here at TikTok. But I'm hoping the connection gets greater. I'm going to check back in with you guys. But I hope you enjoyed tonight's lesson about adult parenting. And if you have any ideas, things that you want to discuss, we can do so. Like I said, I'll pop back in later and visit with you all. And for those of you that were able to come through, again, I apologize for the connection problems. I thank you so much for listening. And I hope that you enjoyed tonight's lesson. Y'all have a good night. And hopefully I'll see y'all soon. Again, I'm broadcasting from my sister's house, so I'm trying to fix this connection, y'all. But again, I hope y'all learned some great things, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.